Hi, and welcome back to YouTube. Thank you so much for being here today. We're back in our series on hymns. We're learning more about hymns of the faith, and today we're learning about what a friend we have in Jesus. Oh, what a great hymn, and what a great story we're going to learn about the man who wrote this. I'm glad you're here today. Welcome to the channel. This story, "What a Friend We Have in Jesus," was written by Joseph Skeevner. Sorry if I mispronounced the name. I'm horrible at pronouncing names, but from what I can tell, that's his name. And it was composed by Charles Converse, so a great composer that composed many songs throughout his life. But Mr. Seaver here was born in Dublin in 1820, and he, at the age of 25, so around 1845, he came to Canada and started to live in Canada. And he was ready to be married to his the love of his life. And unfortunately, the day before they were to be married, she was in an accident and drowned. And so at this time, he decided to never get married again, and that he was going to devote his life to serving others and serving Christ by serving others. He was a graduate of Trinity College. Um, he was a very well respected man. He was a man that was well off, but he used his time in order to serve others. There's a story about Mr. Seaver that he was walking through the streets, and two friends were talking there, and they said, one to the other, they said, "Hey, uh, that man looks like he's a woodcutter." They would go around and cut wood for people. He said, I need someone to do that in my house. I can never find anybody that's reliable to do it." And so the friend said, "Oh, you can't hire him. That's Mr. Seaver." He said, "Oh, why can't I hire him?" He said, "Oh, because you can pay for his services." He said, "That doesn't make sense. What do you mean?" "He only does it for the poor and for the sick, for the widows. He doesn't do it for anybody else." And that was how his life was. It wasn't actually known that he could write poetry until till just about the time of his death. A friend was with him and saw this manuscript, and he actually wrote this poem for his mother as she was going through a trial. Ooh. As she was going through a trial, so that she could remember that she had a friend named Jesus. And that old hymn, "Oh man, what a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer." And what was it? It was a poem that he written for his mother. But then the friend saw it and said, "Man, that needs to be published. That people need to see that." So it was published, and Ira Sankey put it in his Gospel Hymns #1, and it's one of the most often repeated songs since it was penned. But what I love so much about Mr. Seaver is someone came to him on his deathbed and said, "Mr. Seaver, you wrote that song, 'What a Friend We Have in Jesus.'" And he said, and I quote this directly, he said, "The Lord and I did it between us." What a humble, humble man. Because he knew that he could not do anything without the Lord. But what a great truth that what a friend we have in Jesus. Today, do you have a friend in Jesus? Do you know for sure you're on your way to heaven? I hope you do. Then you can know that you have a friend. If you're going through a trying time, if you're going through a tough time, why don't you think about that friend and sing this song today? What a friend we have in Jesus. All my sins and griefs to bear. He wants to bear your burdens. He wants to help you. Today, let's let him. Let's let this great hymn talk to us, Speak to us. Speak to our spirits. Thank you so much for being with us today, and I'm glad that you're here with the channel. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm sure there'll be a little button around here somewhere. And we come out with videos Monday through Friday. It's a ministry of First Baptist Church of East Bay. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next one.